driving.
I know I finished one of my side quests. The only other one I have is to fix up the church.
So you think. So.
So you think.
So you think.
So what I'm going to do is we're going to start off together. And so, hi, everybody at home. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back to Curse of Strahd, The Beckoning, one more time. We have 4 of our 5 players this time rather than the 3 last time, which is great. Unfortunately, Zoltan is otherwise occupied this weekend. He really wishes he could play, but he's encouraged us to continue on, which is perfectly fine. We'll just continue with where we left off. The last time we were playing, we had Lunaris and Jax of Candlekeep and Grimbold Silent Foot basically do a little background with some of the patrons in the Blood on the Vine tavern. The 3 ladies, Sorvia, Mirabelle, and Alenka, who appear to be, the proprietors or owners of the tavern. Kind of chat them up, learn a few things. Also, 3 fishermen and a hunter came to visit as well. And then they went to sleep, and then some mysterious stuff happened. Namely, Jax of Candlekeep decided to go for a walk without her knowing that she was going for a walk, amidst a pleasant dream with her about her brother and adventures in the Kalimshan portion of the Forgotten Realms. There was also Zoltan appeared to be having quite the time, as you guys basically found Shanna upon her awakening. She, for some reason, broke into a random house that had some markings on it, and was boarded up, and discovered some zombies, and that was really fun. So you guys, including Kiani, whether he was there or not, I kind of rassled him up so he could search for Jax, and came to the sorceress's rescue. And then as we sorry, somebody's microphone is very loud.
Oh, is my microphone picking up my fan? I'm sorry, hold on.
Sorry, it's just...
No, it just randomly decided to pick up my fan in the background. I'll mute it. I apologize.
It's fine. It's fine. And so, you guys kind of reconvened back in the tavern. Lunaris discovered that during the deep slumber of Zoltan, somehow he apparently has gotten bitten by a vampire. And Jax, through her reminiscent and a very good critical roll of knowledge, discovered the baseline of what vampires tend to be able to do. So there's still something of a mystery about that, but that's basically what happened last time on the Curse of Strahd, The Beckoning. And so as I was... Go ahead, yeah.
Did you upload last time's campaign yet?
I did not yet, no.
Okay.
No.
I was gonna say, Adam, did you know that we almost got you murdered by dragging you along on a...
Yeah, kind of. So I was kind of mentioning stuff here and there, but...
Yeah, I do particularly like the part where Zell was like, Shana's in trouble, or Jax is in trouble, rage, freaking bust down the door.
Yeah. So
much.
we were like basically like, oh, is Kiani coming? And sure, yeah. And then like literally you almost died. Like before you even broke down the door, like you almost died. And I was like, oh my god, imagine we come back and poor Adam is like, where's Kiani?
Yeah, it was good times. I actually didn't remember how many people got hurt, to be honest. So, thank you for updating me on that. I haven't looked at you guys' character sheets quite all that much.
We're all fine. We're all fine. Luckily, we all came out okay. But
yes.
Adam, like it was a barely, like I think it's something, I don't remember exactly what it was. Something barely missed him, is what it was. Like he almost died.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was fun. I laughed. I cried. It was great. So, as I was mentioning just before we started the video, we've been playing, particularly Adam and Lunar and myself have been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, which of course is a very, very faithful description of Dungeons and Dragons, just in more of a visual RPG style. And I have decided to implement one of the things that they have there called the quest journal. It's going to be more dependent on people's intelligence, on whether or not they even know they're on a quest, so that I can kind of list it for you guys at home and for themselves to kind of keep them kind of whether they're on a primary quest for the whole party, or at least a quest for the whole party, or just their own personal quest lines. And so what I've decided to do is, let me just kind of quickly go here, and I'll open up. Actually, we'll hold off for just a second here, just for my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you guys do a intelligence investigation check each to know whether or not what the whole group quest line is and what your own personal quests are. If you get a certain amount, then you'll know all of them. If you only get like a low roll, then you really won't quite know unless you can tell me yourself what you think your quests are. I will say that everybody has at least 2 personal quests at this point. You can name them how you want or anything like that. If you can figure them out, then I'll just tell you what they are. But in terms of what you've kind of uncovered as a group, the only completed quest so far is the Death House, figuring out what all that was. The burying the family and all that stuff. That was the whole arc that you guys essentially have figured out.
It's a tutorial quest line.
Pretty much. So just like in Baldur's Gate 3, we've listed those particular. I've listed those particular quests out.
Would this be more insight, or like?
No, it would be more intelligence, because it's like your memory, it's knowledge of like what's been going on and piecing things together in terms of a linear. Okay, well, we're maybe at the beginning of some kind of mystery here, and we kind of go from there. Insight's more about like the motives of motives of a certain person, right? Body language, that kind of stuff.
That's
so
fair. Okay.
So yeah. So if you guys want to give me a investigation check, I will begin telling you what your guys' quests are.
20.
Okay, so perfect.
I rolled a 19 plus 1, so 20. Yeah. It wasn't a perfect 20. But.
So in that case, I will show you. Well, I'll wait till everybody rolls. Let's see what you all get.
14.
Okay.
14 as well.
Okay. And Lunar? Are you there, Lunar?
Sorry about that. Someone knocking on my door. Sorry.
That's okay.
My intelligence?
Intelligence investigation, please. Yes.
6.
You got a 6. Okay, sounds good.
Lunar's just been distracted. That's all.
I'll ask Lunar. So as I was saying, everybody has at least 2 personal quests at this point. Lunar, what do you think your quests, if you want, you don't have to say separate them, but what do you think your personal quest line might be based on what we've talked about?
I went and got the supplies for the place. Is that not a completed quest, or is that a
for
Bildrath?
Oh yeah, I guess that is another quest that you guys have finished. So that is a completed quest as well. But I will.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and add that as well.
The only other one that I know of is the church, helping out the priest with
all right.
Nothing in particular.
let's say that everybody got their personal quests within the Death House itself.
Oh, okay.
So you should know that whatever your personal quests happen to be, it had something to do that you guys something was revealed to you guys there.
I had a sundial and I put it on a marble slab.
There you go. Okay. So good enough for me. So we'll start off with... I didn't
decode it, but...
That's right. So you guys know that your quests have something to do with the items in the Death House. But we'll start off from the top here with the party quest line. In the bottom left corner of the Owlbear map, I've listed your current party quest journal. And it goes as such. It's all alphabetical. In no way is it ordered in terms of importance or anything like that. It's just alphabetical. So the completed quests are, in fact, the Death House, and yes, you were right, the Bildrath supplies that you guys just got the session before.
Can you show me where that is? Because I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it. I don't see it.
Bottom left
of the owlbear. I'm looking at owlbear, but I don't. Oh, okay. I have to move the map down. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Way in the corner there.
I was looking at the bar that's on the left hand side. That's where I was looking.
Oh,
I was like,
yes.
I don't see anything there.
Yeah. Sorry. Physically in the map itself.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
And
okay.
I'll say that. Yeah. Other than Zoltan's, which I'll keep. Shanna rolled a 20, which is high enough to know what pretty much everybody's is anyway. So I'll just be nice and let everybody see what
it's a critical 20. Jax is just paying so much attention.
I'll actually keep
Jax is of Candlekeep. This is kind of her thing. So
that's right. So you rolled high enough that it was reasonable for me to show. So I'll show the rest of the clients for everybody at home. So the party quests right now, in no particular order, in just alphabetical order, is Homes of the Undead. So essentially you broke into a house and you kind of can put together that somebody has boarded up a bunch of houses and marked them as dangerous, likely containing, based on their last night's, this morning, I suppose, encounter, that they're filled with zombies or something like that. The Morning Lord, which I'm playing off of a morning instead of morning, is what Lunaris essentially said. The church is being under attack, and so is in very big trouble. Even though the priest seemed to be less than encouraging to help him out or anything like that. That is seemingly and something to be investigated, basically. There is also both Lunaris and Jax in particular have noticed the ravens seem to be following you or spying on you or something. So figuring out what might be behind that might be a quest. The Scarred Ladies of the Vine technically is more Grimbolt's, but I just put it as a quest for everybody just because you told everybody. For some reason, it does stick out to you that these women have the same exact scar under their eye. I think it's their right eye. I can't remember what I said. And that's just interesting. So just understanding who they are, their dynamic and stuff, that might be a quest. And the big one, this is pretty much connected to your primary, why you guys are here, the Taroka cards of Madame Eva. Figuring out what those are, how they play together, where she is, all that kind of stuff ties in together. Lunaris's quests primarily is the Oath to the Evening Glory. So who she is, what she wants from you, continuing to uphold that is technically your quest. And that was the slab of marble. The other thing that you haven't really figured out quite yet, and I'm not going to give you any more details, unless you can remember them, has to do with that bladed sundial. So you know that there's supposed to be a sword involved somewhere.
Yeah, I had a vision about it, right?
Right, that's correct. So figuring out what that deal is, you know that's your thing. For Jax, I have your quest line as Servant of the Pale Raven, essentially. So figuring out everything about Kirid, what he wants, how he's involved in you, and the fact that he is your lord and you are his servant. And he's been pretty explicit about that at this point. Whether you want to continue down that road or fight against him, that's your quest. Also the relationship between your flames. That was the other part of the, so you had the Pale Raven as one of your items and the flames being kind of changed. And now that they're always on, whether you want to try and mitigate that, cover it up currently with your cloak, that kind of stuff, that's kind of your quest as well. And because you rolled so high, why the fuck are you sleepwalking? So, so you have, so I put Dreamwalker because you had a really nice dream, and then found yourself awake in the den of zombies. So just the curious question of how or why did that happen is your quest.
I think it's just because you wanted to bring some IRL Shanna into Jax's character, honestly. You're like, how can we make this fitting?
Oh, really? You actually sleepwalk?
No, I legitimately do.
That's hilarious.
Just for the record, for Zoltan's, his items were a steak and a vial of his own blood. So his quests are the blood of Barov. So he knows that he's a descendant of the King of Barov, which so is Strahd and Madame Eva, apparently. And more recently, although it would have been just like the steak of whatever, he's been bitten. So Lunar kind of pointed that out the other day. So what bit him? How that affected him? What's the source? Is it Strahd? Is it some other vampire? Figuring that out is his quest. Yeah. So
the name of the quest is Very Rare Steak.
Yeah, there you go. Very rare steak. That's right. Good. I like it. His other one is whether it's connected to being bitten or not. He also was having a very good dream, and that's his personal thing that I'm going to be going over with him later. For Kiani's quests, he has shards of the Amber Orb, which was also in the reliquary of the Death House, as well as an elven ear that was severed. Who the owner is, what connection that might be, that mystery is something to be solved. Mm-hmm. So those are your two, and then Grimbold's is the Ashen Tome, figuring out, like, there's a new puzzle on it. Do you want to unlock it? Do you want to figure out the origin of this thing? Basically something to do with that. And also brother to Candlekeep. So not only do you have Asher's signet ring, which seems to connect to the Ashen Tome, but also Asher, but you've also made a promise to be Ash's brother, or Jax's brother in the meantime, to him. So those are the quests that so far explicitly you guys have kind of had something happen to do with them. That's a lot of stuff already, and that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Barovia. So, but I wanted to go over those things so that because I know we have every couple of weeks, sometimes 3 weeks between sessions, you might not all have the pieces kind of in your mind, and it can be a little disjointed. So I thought this would help out. I liked Baldur's Gate, their quest journal is like a line about something, so I have that written. So
I think this will be super helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Let me just there we go. You guys can see shit. So yeah, that's what just for those at home, just a quick view of what that might look like in the bottom right. But yes, otherwise, sorry, my computer's a little laggy today. Okay, so you guys find yourselves back in the top floor, the nicer room of Blood on the Vine Tavern. Having just sort of walked in, Zoltan happens to be awake. You guys, I believe that's what I had said last time. And he was chowing down on another piece of pie. He woke up kind of famished, and then basically seems to be awake from whatever was going on there, and asks, "Where were you guys?"
Did we already tell him where we were?
I don't recall if you did or not.
Not really. I don't think so. That was the end of the session.
I think I just ended the session right there with basically, him sort of sitting up, having a piece of pie.
Well, Zoltan, it seems that I might have done some wild stuff in my sleep, been sleepwalking, and ended up in a home with some zombies. But what happened to you?
Yeah, you weren't waking up.
And you got bit by something. Are you okay?
He's like, what? He kind of like doesn't even realize, and he feels his neck, and he realizes it, and he's like, suddenly his sort of more casual demeanor, like he looked pretty happy when he woke up. He looked like he'd, really well rested and totally chill and enjoying his second pie essentially, and now he just like puts it aside and just he's got a very dour, serious face, and he basically doesn't answer you. Or he answers you with the questions like, "What exactly happened whilst I was asleep?"
I can't remember if we determined if it happened before we came up. Kiani had heard some sounds maybe, but more or less when we came up to bed, it seemed like you were sleeping, and in the morning you wouldn't wake up.
Does Kiani want to reveal what happened during the night that I sort of mentioned earlier?
Yeah, I would like to reveal what happened, or like to learn what happened last night.
So in terms of like you had heard a noise or whatever, I think I had told you, and do you remember what that was?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so basically Kiani, the only time that he had left the room was shortly, probably around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And he had heard something of a fight going on, and found Mirabelle, the more lascivious of the sisters, kicking out Valentine, who was a little annoyed that he was getting kicked out, kind of thing.
Was that the big dumb guy with the hunter?
Yes, one of the hunters that partook in some extracurricular activities with the lady. And she was kind of she looked like she was having a little bit of trouble, but very quickly took the situation in hand. He didn't. Kiani was watching just to make sure like she wasn't being assaulted and everything like that, but she handled things on her own, kicked him out, and then attempted to basically ply her trade again with Kiani, who we've pretty much established was not interested, and she kind of essentially insulted him, saying he was clearly not a real man, kind of thing. And yeah, and that was the only time that he was out of the room for about 10 minutes at that point. And so that was it. And then not long after Kiani got back to the room, that's when Jack said that she basically needed to go to the privy, use the washroom or something like that, and she was gone for about an hour, and that's when basically Lunaris woke up and was kind of freaking out that she was gone, and Kiani was also like, I actually don't know where she went.
And the whole time I was actually sleepwalking.
Precisely. So yeah, so that kind of apprises us of where we are now. I assume you guys basically tell all that to Zoltan, or tell him.
Yep, and we mentioned the bite marks on his neck.
Yes.
Yeah, at this point, Zoltan becomes extremely serious. He starts strapping on his armor, grabbing his equipment, and starts heading for the door.
Zoltan, where are you going?
I need to go think and figure out what's going on here.
It's probably not safe for you to just go off by yourself if something is searching you out to bite you. We think that there might be vampires and they might be connected to you somehow,
Zoltan. He'd basically say, that seems more than obvious at this point. Don't worry, I'll be back. I just have a couple of things I need to do. then he'll kind of open the door and start kind of leaving, going downstairs.
I don't like that he's going off by himself.
It is daytime. He sort of assures you. It's like, basically before he's like, it's daytime, I'm sure we'll be safe enough. And yeah, he starts marching down the stairs. Clomp, clomp, clomp.
Clump, clump, clump.
His footfalls are of that of a pissed off man. A prideful pissed off man, I should say.
I love it. I love it. Clomp, clomp, clomp. All right, well, I guess there is no stopping him. So, on with the show, as they say. All right, what do we need to get done today?
I suppose technically there was a third quest for Lunaris, but you rolled too low, so I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Sure. That's fine.
Shit.
There, I'll say this. I'll give you a hint. There was something else you were trying to do when you went to bed. When you found out that it was already dusk, I should say. That's my hint.
There was something I was already doing before I went to bed. I know I helped the fisherman.
You were thinking, just before that, you were thinking of doing something else after Bildrath's.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
He had given you directions and
That's
such.
it.
Oh, that's right. The blacksmith?
The farrier, yeah, the
Right. Yeah.
I was
Need to
I was
go
gonna
see
say
that
it's
house.
been too long.
It was over here, up north on the north side, I think. Like one of these two buildings.
Yes, you're right. It's this building that he.
Okie dokie.
So, yeah, you do have a.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fine.
I had a whole vacation in between.
That's true. Yeah, we were. Yeah, we've been out of it for a little while, which was, I mean, great to have Lunar here too. So it was fun. And we've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, which
Indeed.
doesn't help.
Alrighty.
We need to figure out what's going on with these homes of zombies as well. So,
Well, I do agree with that. But the most that I can think at the moment would be to comb these houses and destroy every last one of them.
oh, that's a lot.
That's my solution.
Maybe we could ask some people about them before we do that and find out what's going on with them and when that
Sure.
started.
I don't know of any known cure, so if they're quote unquote saving them for later to be cured, I don't know, noble, but they are undead.
I don't know that there's a cure, but also depending on how many houses there are, like that's a
Very
lot of
true.
work. That's all I gotta say. So maybe we should just find out what happened with them and maybe what caused it, so we can, when we destroy them, make sure it doesn't happen again. You know.
That's a good idea.
So, are we? Where are we? Are we upstairs in our room right now?
Yep, you're right
Yep.
here.
Okay. Let's go downstairs and see if there's anybody we can chat with.
Oops. All right, give me a second.
Boop, 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 boop. And now she got a cute butt.
All right.
Yeah, not see it.
Hi, honey.
Is it just the soulless guy at the bar? No one
It's like
else?
Zell's setting up Granny outside. So.
Sorry, thank you. Yeah, I just want to make sure I had that ready. Yeah, so Eric is downstairs. He has come in not too long ago. It's probably around 7-ish, 7 or 8 by the time you guys got back in. But yeah, he just seems to be doing his thing, polishing glasses, tankards essentially. But yeah, nobody else seems to be up at this moment, or at least none of the ladies.
Just soulless Eric. No other sounds or anything about.
Nope, not in here.
All right. Well, let's go outside because Granny was outside the other day. Maybe Granny can sell us some pies. We can grab some breakfast, and Granny might know something.
I like that. Let's do
I
it.
liked Granny. Granny was good people. Let's go say hi. Can we get a perception check once we're outside as well?
Sure can. You can go ahead and roll if you want.
I think I just moved her cart on accident. I apologize. I moved it back.
It's okay. It's all good. So there's a telltale.
I rolled a 1, so I got a whole 2. That's great.
You walk outside. You're not sure you got a very good night's sleep, even though you really liked the dream that you had about your adventures with your brother in Kalimshan. Trying to find these slavers or whatever it was. I can't quite remember exactly what it was. It had something to do with a drow slave. I can't off the top of my head. And so you're just kind of disoriented, and I think you're kind of like really in your own head about you're kind of freaked out, basically. The fact that you went sleepwalking and, probably potentially could have died if you didn't wake up when you did.
Fair.
But yeah.
Do I have a history of sleepwalking, by the way?
That's up to you. I was going to say no, but if you want to have a history,
I'm curious if that was like the first time I've ever sleepwalked, or.
Yes, that was the first time, at least according to my notes and my intentions, that you have ever slept.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So, but yeah, did you guys all roll for perception?
I rolled a 21.
Oh shit! Grim's paying attention this morning.
Okay.
And then I got a 11 plus 3, 14.
Okay. And Lunar? Yes, there's a Lunar there.
Hopefully I got my roll of a 1 out of the way and I don't get another one of those today.
Yes, let's not be killing the party today, okay?
Was I supposed to roll something?
Yes, perception check, please.
That'll be my best roll of the day.
What? 16?
How much was it, sorry?
16.
16? Okay. Everybody but Blues and Lunar mute, please.
Deafen?
Or Deafen, thank you, yes.
Okay.
Everybody.
That'd be Adam as well.
So, yeah, Adam and... Yeah, so Shanna. Yeah. Okay. Adam and Shanna.
So, Deafen. Deafen. Okay. Never done this before.
Yeah, sorry. It was last time.
Here we go.
Okay, so both of you notice on the rooftop, across from you over here, a black raven that seems to be watching you as you come out. And Blue's Clues, please deafen as well. Sorry.
Yellow.
I forgot to tell Adam to.
Oh, to look at a screen.
Yeah, to watch the camera.
Maybe ping him.
Just type for him, will you? I forgot he wasn't a part of it last time. The rules. I apologize.
Yeah. Let me ping him.
Send out the bat signal.
I'll get a little piece of paper saying unmute.
Yeah. Undeafen.
You could like print some symbols.
Smooth. Okay. I forgot that you weren't here last time with the rules that I made up. So if instead of typing to people what they're privately thing, what I'll do is I'll get people to deafen, and then when I wave at the camera, if you're watching the camera, that's when you have the symbol to or signal to undeafen from there. Does that make sense, Adam? Okay. Now, sorry, everybody, but who rolled you? Adam, or sorry, Sean, you rolled 21, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So everybody but Sean also mute, and I'll wave to you once I'm done.
Okey-dokey.
Or deafen, whatever.
Where is my deafen?
Okay. Whether you were just kind of looking a different way than everybody else, what you notice is that there is a person hiding, or seems to be hiding, here and watching you from the alley between a couple of houses and the Blood on the Vine tavern. Okay?
Okay.
It seems to be a lady with a hood up. Anyway.
Lady.
Mm-hmm. Which
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off. That's the way it works. Okay, well, else you guys do that. I just need to copy something right quick. Okay.
Might have to wave again.
All right. So, what do you guys do?
They're still deafened.
Oh.
Yellow.
I'm waiting for Lunar.
Should we ping Lunar?
Yeah, go
Lunar's
ahead.
Not looking.
It worked really well last time. I just was there we
I
go.
mean,
Okay.
if people look away, though,
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's totally fine. It's good.
Somebody's
Sorry
playing with
about that.
vodka, you know, they're not.
it's
Listen, I love
all
vodka. I get distracted. I'm sorry.
good.
Vodka
Okay.
needs attention. She's very needy.
It's all gravy.
Guys,
Yeah.
down the alley, there's somebody standing in the corner watching us.
Did you just whisper that, or did you just like scream that at the top of your
Oh, I'm telling you guys. Right behind you guys.
Was it that ball of thing that was watching us the last time?
Is
No.
Kiana, are you still in the bar, Kiani?
Kiani.
No.
where?
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Where,
Feel
where-
free to click and move your
Yeah.
character with the arrow keys.
Right.
Little slow on my laptop, but I'll get there.
As we're walking over to Granny.
Oh, you're not on your desktop?
No, I'm on a laptop
This is house
right
sitting.
now.
Oh.
Do you know if you
you're
have
being
hardware
fancy.
acceleration on?
What was that?
What's that?
I was asking if you have hardware acceleration on your laptop.
Yes, I do. I just have a 4 or 5-year-old computer laptop, so it's even with that on, it's still
Let's see.
Sean, do you have
Okay.
hardware acceleration on your computer?
I just turned it on actually because I forgot about that, and
Oh,
I know
okay. Just
I
checking.
couldn't figure out that last time, but
Cool.
it should work now, right?
Should work, yes. But yeah, basically, no, that's my granny.
That's my great.
Don't touch my
yeah,
granny.
Much better.
There
Oh,
we
that's
go.
so
yeah.
much better. Look, I can actually move. Okay.
Right?
There we go. Yeah, so Granny sees you and waves to you, but yeah, basically Grimbold kind of points down the alleyway. You guys haven't seen her yet, not technically, but there is a person hiding in the alleyway over there.
Okay. Well, do we just keep an eye on her? I'm assuming you guys don't want to just go like confront her right away, yeah?
I mean, if she is watching us from a distance, then
What is your insight score, Grimbold?
Passive is 14. The
14,
highest out of all of us.
She looks like when you see her, her head kind of lifts, but she sort of like looks a little scared to approach you.
She looks scared. So maybe we should just keep an eye on her.
Okay, well, you watch her for a second. I'm gonna buy a pie from Granny and ask Granny about some zombies. Make sure she doesn't go anywhere. If she does, follow her. Okay?
Yeah.
Deal?
Deal.
All right. Hey, Granny. Good morning.
Oh, hello, dear. How do you do?
I'm doing well. How are you today? It's nice to see you again.
She gestures to her cart and is like, I have to admit, I just can't keep up with demand. Starting to run a little low on ingredients, I'm afraid. And I've only had a few dozen pies available today, and most of those are gone. I only have some of the vegetable ones left, I'm afraid.
The vegetable ones were delicious. May I buy two, please?
Of course you may, dear. Thank you so much for your patronage.
Thank you, Granny. Granny, can I ask you a question as well?
Oh, of course, dear. What can I help you with?
We happened across a strange home earlier this morning by accident, and it was it was filled with some what appeared to be undead creatures.
Oh
Do you
dear.
know anything about this, Granny?
I I'm afraid I don't really live in town. I suppose I've seen some of the houses boarded up, but that's not necessarily. I mean, I've lived quite a long time, my dear, so it's not something that I haven't seen before. But um, yes, I suppose there have been more boarded up houses than usual. But no, I'm afraid I don't know what that might be about. You said there was what inside?
They seem to be undead. I happened in there by accident. It was purely accident, and luckily my friends were able to help me. But we were just trying to figure out. Oh, okay, okay.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Oh,
I
I
need
thought that
I need
was
to get
your.
my dice.
I thought that was you being like, oh, I need to be right back. So
Nope. I just need to keep talking. Sorry.
no, no,
Okay.
okay. um, no, I was just we were trying to figure out if this was like an epidemic, if it was something that maybe we could stop, if there was some way we could help, or prevent it from happening in the future. We're probably here by accident, but we just want to make sure we're here to help while we can.
I see. She appears to have sort of a worried look on her face, and she notices that there's a couple of people kind of waiting to line up. You look like you got the last two pies that were available, the vegetable ones, and they sort of notice and they kind of wave to Granny and kind of go like this, and she kind of waves them off for a second. Well, I do have to pack up for the day, dear, and it looks like I have some patrons, some customers that are waiting for me. This is very disturbing news, I must admit. I'm afraid I don't know how to help you, but if you will
That's fine,
excuse me,
Granny.
yes, I do think that it'd be best for me to head on home here soon. So
That's fine, Granny. What do I owe you? What do I owe you?
I think it was two silver pieces. Let me just
Two
double check
silver?
that. Do. I know I wrote it down somewhere. Ah, there it is. Ah, here we go. Yes, so one silver piece. So
One
she
for both?
does. Sorry, one each. Sorry, so
Okay.
two silver
Well,
pieces.
Granny, here's 3 silver for your trouble. Thank you so much. I appreciate you trying to help.
Oh, thank you, dear. I'm afraid just to let you know that I won't be here tomorrow if you do need your pies. I've decided that there's been so much of a demand that I'll need to go and get more ingredients, which I'll be spending tomorrow doing. But what's so exciting is I've decided to make larger pies. So the price will, of course, reflect that a little bit, but you'll be able to have at least 4 servings, if not more, per pie. So that's what you can be looking forward to if you do want to come the day after tomorrow.
Well, I do look forward to it. I very much enjoyed your pies, so thank you, Granny.
Excellent, dear. Okay, you have a lovely day, and I don't trouble yourself too much with the goings on in the town. It's it's sometimes there's trouble. It just seems to follow people, and but
I do understand that. Thank you, Granny.
Lunars is gonna pipe up and just ask, do you require any assistance with obtaining any particular ingredients or perhaps some meat of the local wildlife?
that would be lovely. If you do happen to go hunting, if you're a hunter of such, I do use from wolf to deer and rabbit are the ones that I tend to enjoy cooking with. I have a few sources for the pig, goat, and chicken. So those are the other food sources that I try to have. But it is a little ways away to grab those ingredients. So that's what I'll be doing
Keep
after
an eye
this.
out for those. How about ankeg? You ever use that?
I'm afraid not. I don't think it would be just because they tend to feast on not just their carrion to some degree, right? So
Fair enough.
that might not be so good for the palate of people.
Of course. Well, farewell, Granny. Thank you so much.
You too, dear.
All right. So
Cool.
is our friend still over there in the
She
alleyway?
yeah, so she has sort of decided to come over here. She sees Grim kind of seeing, and she feels a little embarrassed, and she comes over and comes around the corner over here and watches you guys talking to Granny. Once Grim points her out, it's hard to miss her. She's a very lovely young woman. Has a hood. In fact, I'll show you what she looks like.
Be like a child?
No, she looks like she's maybe in her 20s, maybe a little younger, very early 20s. Let's see what I can show you. There you go.
I guess since
Cutie.
there was only 2 pies, Lunaris is gonna eat some rations.
I can
Okay.
share.
Share it with the little one, the tiny one over there.
I can't hear you guys. I'm around the corner.
That's true. Well, I was essentially
Little
going to
one. I
try
was
and...
like, there's no child. You mean Grim, don't you?
Exactly, the little one. But
Oh,
as I'm eating,
no.
I'm gonna try and like wave the girl over and like kind of hold out the rations for her.
Yeah, so she'll meekly come to you and kind of wave you off in terms of the rations. Like, hello, thank you for seeing me. I'm afraid I don't know you well enough, and I've always been a little apprehensive about adventurers. She seems really well spoken. Her accent is similar to Barovian, but it just seems a little bit more refined and not so, yeah, husky, I guess you could say, or hefty in the accent. So yeah. I have to ask, that house over there that you visited, what did you find?
Well,
Is she pointing to the house that we came out of earlier today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Exactly.
basically
Yeah.
across the street.
Oh, okay.
it was not a very pretty sight. In fact, there were some cadavers that wanted to feast on our flesh.
She kind of holds her hand up to her mouth, and she looks like she's kind of on the verge of crying. And oh, that's terrible.
Did those beings have any meaning to you? Significance?
That house, I didn't know the folks there myself, but uh, my fiance, he was worried that something was wrong with some of these houses. Some of the townsfolk have moved as of late. They sometimes don't share amongst one another what's going on. You might have noticed some of them are simply soulless, and when something bad is happening, then they tend to just move on without telling their neighbors. So my fiance went to investigate not long ago about what these whoever's been boarding up houses lately. But he's missing for almost 2 nights now, and I've become quite distressed. And she basically starts breaking down a little bit and trying to put on a brave face, but
These are dark times, but we will help any way we can. Are you able to tell us where he went?
Maybe we can find him.
Well, I don't know if he was in this area. He said that he was just going to look at some of the houses. He didn't really mention exactly which ones, but I noticed that one and a few others around town. I've been sort of searching all night. You can tell that she looks like she's been like awake for a couple of days potentially, or very little sleep anyway. Bags under her eyes, and yeah, so she basically says that she's kind of gone around town to try and find which ones have been marked. But yeah, she.
How would we recognize your fiance?
He's a very handsome young man. He's a hunter himself by trade. His name is Stefan. Not Stefan, sorry. What's his name again? Mikhail. Mikhail Marinov. But he is handsome, pale of skin, dark of hair, bright glowing eyes. You can't mistake him. I know he left with his leather armor and a bow and arrows. But yeah, I don't know if he left town or if he's just got himself into some trouble. But I know he was in the south of town. That's where he noticed some of the most of the markings.
Well, do we want to go see if we can try to find him? Scooby Gang.
Yes, we can definitely keep an eye out. Always happy to help anyone in need.
Since we're investigating these creatures anyway.
Of course.
Let's see here for a second.
Is there anything that you have learned about these creatures upon finding all these homes that you can share with us?
I'm afraid I didn't even know what the houses contained, just that they were dangerous. That's what Mikhail said. I'm the local scribe. I write letters and help teach some of the children their writing, should they so desire. I'm good friends with Alenka at the inn there, so we share stories sometimes. My name is Elvira. I'm just going to go back home for now. Hopefully, Mikhail will come back. I haven't slept for a while, but you can find me up the street if you do find him. Please, just
Okay.
anything you can do.
Please try to get some rest and stay away from the houses. Do not go anywhere near them. They are quite dangerous.
Thank you. I'm sorry to be of such trouble. She basically tells you that she's at the end of the street over here, up basically near where the farrier is.
Okay.
Just on the other end of town there, or the north of town.
Is there a way to like, I don't know, is there a way that we can like mark something like that so for later when I go, I don't remember where she said she lives.
Sure. I'll even what I'll do is I'll make a couple of little things here for you.
Okay. Because I know that's gonna happen. I'm gonna be like, I don't remember where it's at.
Sorry, give me a second here. I need to turn the fog off. It's bothering me, but I'm not showing you where anything is yet. So. There we go. Why can't I?
So.
Can't move it for some reason.
I like to move it.
I like to. Oh, that's why. I'm not selecting because I'm silly that way.
Little silly Billy.
Yes, silly Billy. Oh, is it because it's locked? That's why it's locked. He. Ho, ho, ho. Anyway.
You really are a silly Billy. Huh?
I'm so silly.
So
Okay, I'm going to put... So she introduces herself as Elvira Popov. Elvira Popov. The scribe. Zip.
And her fiance's name was what again?
Mikhail Marinov. Mikhail Marinov. And I will copy. I will paste, and this is also, I'll do the farriers. Home. There. Okay. Now, in terms of, I just want to do something quick for the moment.
Okay.
It's gonna just take me a minute to take a look here. Where would you guys like to search?
Well, she said south, yeah?
Yeah, basically that's where he was basically said that he was going to go. He's going to start in the south because he noticed some of the houses.
Did you say specifically the marked buildings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
How can we tell if the buildings are marked?
I will let you know as you walk through town. Just show me where you guys... Are you guys going together? Are you guys splitting up? What are you guys doing to try and find?
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we should stick together.
Yeah, I think we should stick
Yeah, I
together as
suppose
well.
we can.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Um,
don't station at all. I'm still over by the houses watching. So you have to flag me over to come.
Didn't you come over? You
Get your
dork.
butt over here and get some pie.
She came over to talk with us. Why
Oh,
didn't you? Grim, come
Just
on.
keeping an eye on her.
Yeah, did my job.
Grim's like, I saw her come talk to you, but I was just watching from a distance still.
Staying in the shadows.
You dork. You're
Good
such a
times.
dork.
Good
I could
times.
not
Good
with you.
times. So yeah, if we assume this is the center of town,
Where we
that's-
are.
Yeah, so south of this is essentially where she suspects that he went looking. She, found several. She actually points to the one that Grimbold was at, noting that that one was boarded up, and saw the one across the street, and that's when she noticed you. So she didn't get too far into like tracking exactly which houses have been boarded up herself, but she notices that there's at least 3 or 4 in this area that along this street in particular that seem to be boarded up. So
Well, do we want to go then? Do we want to go along this? Is this my? Where's my? Why isn't it's not? Hello? There we go. Do we want to go along this street here, or do we maybe want to track down this way?
Probably down that
this-
way.
Yeah. Okay, so let's track down this way, and if you can tell us when we come across our first
sure.
marking,
So
I guess.
I will. Let's go ahead and I'll designate the highest investigation person to be rolling for the group, just to, because you guys are, but you get at advantage because you guys are kind of helping one another, kind of keep an eye out. So
Grimbold has the highest intelligence. Definitely not Lunaris.
Oh. You're still a smart cookie, though, Lunaris.
Wise.
Yeah, I always trip over my own feet.
Listen, you're just not coordinated. It's okay.
Ready to go?
Yeah, which role we're doing?
So I'm going to let Grimbold be the one for the whole party to
Okay,
roll
gotcha.
investigation for me. What I'll say is you guys are going to be it's going to be fairly clear which ones are boarded up, but this is sort of to encapsulate something else altogether in terms of the patterns and all that type of stuff. Yeah, something more than the obvious, essentially. If you guys really want to roll, you guys can go ahead. I'm just saying it'll be.
First one was a 13.
Happy to have Grim be our leader in rolling here.
Okay. If there's something else you guys would like to do whilst you're doing this as well, just let me know. You can make a roll if you want to. If there's something in particular you're looking out for.
Keep an eye out for ravens and stuff, because those little sus buggers,
Okay.
We saw some ravens earlier on the building across from us.
That was
Yep.
before we went inside, yeah? Or was that when I was muted or deafened?
When you're deafened, yeah. So
Ooh,
now that it's been
okay.
pointed out, there is a raven that is perched right here.
Okay.
A
Watching
black
us?
raven. Yep, he's been watching the whole time.
And is Poe aware of him? Like, do I notice that Poe is paying attention to him?
He is perched on the opposite roof, but he keeps looking at you. He hasn't really paid attention to the other raven. What was your other roll there, Grim?
13 was the first one. You want me to roll
Okay,
the
go
second?
ahead and roll one more. Yep. So essentially, I'll say that the group is kind of helping you at the same time.
15.
Okay. So, you guys said you're gonna go down south this road, correct?
Yep.
All right. So right away you notice that this house here is boarded up.
All right.
Let me see here.
Is this the entrance like over here?
Entrance is right there. Yeah.
I guess if we're looking for any investigation, it's to see which ones possibly have been broken into or not boarded up. When
You know, I
the
know we're
boards were
related,
torn
but
down
you
or
shouldn't be so smart.
Well, investigation.
What I'll say is let's just take a tour for now, if that's okay, rather than what I'll do is I'll just go south, straight south, and tell you which ones are there. This one down here, as you kind of get to this area, you notice has been boarded up as well.
Okay.
Are you guys, out of curiosity on your end, are you able to make notes or anything like that? Can you create
No.
So
anything
I
to
wish we
bottom?
could, otherwise I would have been.
Yeah, it'd be nice
Okay.
to like if we could add some kind of like shape or something. That'd be.
Like even just a red axe or something.
What I'll do is
I can. Well, there's this select tool. Well, that doesn't let me do anything.
let me
Text. I can
see.
do text. Hold on. Let me see if this will let me actually type
Can
anything.
we do
Hold on.
text?
Hold on. I just
Even if you did
clicked
like
it. Hold on. This is marked. Can I make this larger? Oh shit. It disappeared. Come back. Come back. It's because I scrolled in to try and make it bigger because
let's see if you guys can
this is
grab
marked.
this.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, I see what you're doing.
You see
And
what I'm
grab.
typing?
Double click on that pink there, Lunaris.
Oh wait, my text just where did it go?
I have it here. I'll
You
bring it
moved
over.
it?
Whoops. No, I'll just bring it over to you where your character is, just for. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So Lunaris, when you double click that pink note, you can't have access to you? Oh, you can. Okay. So let's just so you should be able to go to Control C and Control V.
I can't move the text now that you moved it.
Okay. Let me just. Lunaris should be able to do the pink there. Let me just.
Oh, I can move that. I can't move the text that I wrote though. After you moved it.
Yeah, I deleted it. So let's do this. Let's just do one square size, and just you should be able to copy and paste the boarded up. Control C, Control V. There you go. So yeah, I'll just show you where to put them, and we'll go together. So let me see here. So it's this one. There's a boarded up here. Just checking.
Let's move ours down as we walk.
Grimbold.
Do another one.
Yeah, one more. Sorry, one more here.
15.
Okay, perfect. Just checking a couple here. It's not it. Should have been a bit more obvious where I made some of these. What can I? This down all the way down to this thing here. There's this house as well. So in that line, what you do notice is this is a large mansion right here. This big one here. And you do notice that, not unlike the Grim, you're the first one to kind of notice. Actually, let me just, for 1 second here, show the folks at home.
You're a door lock. Unlock? Or was that just something weird?
What's that?
Like, I thought I heard like a door unlocking or locking.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard. I did hear something, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
It was
Quite
probably
know.
me rustling around.
I'll show you guys a little bit of what you guys are seeing here. You guys have made some more progress.
Yay for progress.
Huzzah! Thank you for your patience. And here. Okay.
Imagine having to deal with this whole city if it was in the 3D program.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
definitely would have been a little bit more work, I think. I'm just gonna do, just for everybody's sake. Yeah, so these are the houses that you notice so far. Grim, the first thing you notice as you're kind of going along, you're noticing a pattern. At least this street seems like it's, you know, based on the one up at that you first got to. It's definitely at least 4 houses so far that you found. But the thing that sticks out to you right away when you get to this town at the bottom here, at the south part of town, is this fairly large mansion. It's got kind of a gated area, and not unlike the church, you notice that the walls and the door and everything like that look like they've got lots of scratch marks and stuff like that. But yeah, that is something that sticks out to you about this large mansion at the bottom. It's very nice, probably the nicest house in town, regardless. The other thing that you notice as you're kind of coming down is, I believe it's this house. Let me see here. Give me a second to just double check. No, didn't want to do that. Yeah. You notice that this house in particular, there is somebody who sounds like they're crying or wailing inside.
Mm.
So quite a large townhouse as well, up in that area. So that's what you guys see thus far.
I will relay the information to everybody, saying that I heard somebody crying back here, and that there are lots of scratch marks on this door. This mansion.
So what do you guys want to do then?
I feel like the person crying is in distress.
Yeah, she's definitely like wailing.
investigate.
I feel like that's a something Lunar would want to deal with. So.
Let's do it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Should I just knock on the door?
You're welcome to.
Knock
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Knock it down or bust it down.
Let me just.
It was
There's this
it was this one, right? Oh, up further.
Yeah. Where's Jax?
It's in between
this-
two of the zombie houses. No, the one
It's
on the
not.
right.
It's
Yeah.
not boarded up. Yeah, the one on the right. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. So this is the entrance here. Or no, sorry. This is the entrance here. Just need to quickly load something here. My computer does something weird whenever if I don't actually tab over to a different window and I'm trying to scroll through the information there, it just warps to the bottom and to the top constantly with my scroll wheel. It's really annoying. Like, trying to find the
Does sound
stupid
annoying.
thing. All right. No, stop.
We're investigating undead. Are you undead?
Nice. Very nice. I like it. Okay.
It was very subtle of you, Lunar. Very subtle.
I love it. I love it. It's
She
always
could
a
be
fun
wailing banshee. I don't know.
Phasmophobia.
time. So yeah. So this. So this boarded up and barricaded 2-story townhouse measures about 40 feet square and emanates a mournful sob as you get closer, like a plaintive cry of sadness and despair that echoes throughout the streets. Now that you're hearing it, you realize that it's hoarse and quiet, but it sounds like somebody's been crying for like days.
Did you say he was boarded up?
Yeah, it is boarded up in lots of places. Yes,
Danger.
but yeah, the front door does appear to be ajar, and as you
Oh.
call out, yeah, there doesn't appear to be anybody answering.
All the undead
It-
around, I'm definitely on guard.
I can sneak in
That's what you like to do.
if you guys would like me to.
Stealthy. Stealthiness.
The stealth.
Sure.
Let me see if I have
Can
the stealth.
peer in, kind of like peer in the door. Like I go to knock on the door, notice it's ajar, and
So what you can note is that the sound is coming from upstairs for sure. So,
I rolled an 18, so I'm gonna
All right.
stealthily open this door.
well, the
alright.
door's already open.
Well, like a little,
It's ajar, but yeah, just
Oh, I see.
yeah. So yeah, you open
Very
this,
sharp.
and it does look like there are. It's a very dusty, kind of worn down room. There appears to be a box full of letters. Right here, and it's almost like large posters, just with lettering that says "Lost" on it. But yeah, it just looks like a hallway, and then there's a staircase that goes up. There's a couple of rooms adjacent here as well.
So, has anybody entered yet?
Well, you rolled a
Grim?
stealth
I
check.
mean,
I'm like in.
Or
like, I'll probably be
think-
like right here, just so I can peer in to see what.
Okay. Nothing in particular.
Okay. Yep.
Do you want to stealth your butt upstairs and see what's going on up there?
Stealth my butt upstairs.
While you do that, I'll check this left door.
I'll check out these papers.
What do I get?
See if there's anything interesting there. Anything interesting in those papers?
Yeah, so they're all the same, Shanna. There is a picture of a girl, pretty much same scribble, uh, almost childlike in terms of how it looks. The artist is obviously not that good, but regardless, it gives a fairly clear description of a young teenage girl with a bun in her hair and in a little dress. Um, the eyes in particular look like the most detailed, uh, and has been colored in with sort of like a green. You can't tell if it's like mold or whatever she's using for color, but uh, yeah,
Okay.
something to that effect.
Okay. Nothing's written on them though, like a name or anything when I turn it over.
Uh, just the lost.
Okay. Okay. Can we also roll for perception too, just to see if there's anything like else that we're perceiving from the area?
Sure.
I rolled
So
a
Grim,
20. So 21.
Grim, you're going upstairs.
Yeah, I rolled a 21 for my stealth.
Okay, and Kiani, what are you doing?
I'm gonna wait outside in case we get any ambushed or if we get run up on, and I'll just be by the door listening to everybody
Sounds
who
good.
is talking and make sure nobody disappears.
All right, sounds good.
I'll perception the room I just looked in.
All right,
Jack's run a
Lunaris,
20
Jax, you rolled a 20 as well.
I rolled a
for
20,
perception.
yeah. For
Nice.
perception.
So the state of decay in the house looks like it's just been just from time. Like this is just a very old house, but the papers in general, like it looks like there's a stack of like 20 or 30 posters that have been made. The most recent ones look like they are sort of scattered and a lot messier than the ones on the bottom. Maybe that due to fatigue or something like that. But yeah, you don't see anything else in particular. Lunaris, on the other hand, you find a hearth in this room. It's clearly a living room. There is, let me see, nothing super crazy. There's a cabinet here that has some china or some some fancier dishes and everything like that. The fire in here has been lit maybe a couple weeks ago. What you do notice, however, is on this table here is a picture frame. And it actually looks like an artist has taken the time to show a much nicer or prettier girl in her teens with an older woman as well sitting there. So you kind of get a bit more of a dark-haired, proper young woman in a nice dress, green eyes. The older woman, quite similar, middle-aged, but yeah.
Is it the same kind of girl that's in the drawing that I'm looking at?
Yeah, so the teenage girl looks most likely the same in that respect. So, excuse me, just
All right, so I'm maybe gonna, take one of these little pictures just to bring it and show Lunar what I found. Lunar, check this out.
I see a picture frame of a similar lady with an older lady.
I wonder if this is who lives here.
Possible. Does it sound like the moaning, screaming, or wailing?
Crying.
Is any louder upstairs? Or...
yes. So
you'll...
Grimble, you do reach the top of the stair. It's very clear that the room just across the hall upstairs. I don't have multiple floors in the map, so you don't. I'm not going to uncover anything extra for you. But yeah, there's clearly a person wailing in the large master bedroom just past the hall that you have here. The door is cracked open, and you see a woman sort of bent over onto her bed, and she's just crying, holding clutching in her hands a doll in her hands. And she's very distraught, but does not appear to notice that you are there.
Stealth rolled too high.
Guys, she's up here. She's alone.
Do you say that like quite loudly, or?
Just normal voice.
Okay. Yeah, she doesn't appear to really register you when you do say that. But yeah. What would you like to do?
And I'll head to the room.
Okay.
I guess we should follow Grim.
She looks up at you hopefully for a second, seeing you, and she's kind of confused at first. And she goes, Are you Gertrudo's friend? Do you know where she is? Where's my daughter? Where's Gertruda?
Hello, ma'am. I'm just walking in. I heard you crying. I came to figure out what's going on.
She looks like sort of delirious. Give me a medicine check.
21.
Nice. This woman is clearly dehydrated and malnourished. She looks like she's suffering from delirium or something similar, just in a really, really bad way currently.
Here, miss, take my water skin.
She's almost childlike, like she's basically just clutching this doll to her chest, leaning, almost spasming on her bed, sort of wailing, moaning kind of thing. But it takes you a few moments before she finally, like, you can kind of placate her to take some water and stuff like that. And she starts to calm down a little bit, and she's sort of brushing the hair of this kind of really funky looking doll. Yeah, it just looks like a sackcloth kind of doll, basically.
Better not have glowing blue eyes.
No, yeah. So it's got the doll. It has a kind of a strange leer, I guess, wearing a sackcloth dress. But yeah, it just looks like a really old doll, upwards to maybe like 30 years old. So quite well used. But yeah, 30 or 40 years old. So but yeah.
What was this about your daughter? Tell us.
Gertruda, she's missing. She would never leave home. She's been here her whole life. I understand that I don't allow her to play outside very often, but she loves it here. She loves me. She would never leave me. I don't understand where she's gone.
How long has it been?
She kind of looks at you like, when you ask that question, she just doesn't clearly understand what you're asking. She's like, I don't know. It's been so long. I don't remember. She kind of looks like she's sort of faint and, just dizzy and sort of like basically so dehydrated that she basically has no tears left to be crying. Please, do you know where she is?
I don't know where she is.
When did you last see her? Where does she normally go?
Was it yesterday? The day before? I can't recall. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's been a while.
saw the drawings down there. We can definitely take a few and keep an eye out.
I'll say that based on how many signs have been made, uh, the person who has been making these signs probably has spent at least 3 to 5 days doing so. There's that many. So since you rolled such a high perception, Shanna, that's probably what you get.
Okay.
We'll keep an eye out for your daughter.
Okay.
Do you know if she has any friends around where she might be hiding?
You see her face kind of turn into a bit of a scowl, and she sort of badmouths the townspeople a bit, saying that they're cold and heartless, and they don't deserve to be around her precious angel. So she would never let her be hurt from those soulless wretches out there. Something to that effect.
Okay. Well, you should probably take care of yourself. Get you some food, get you some water. We'll try and look for your daughter. We're also looking for someone else, so we'll keep an eye out for both of them. Is there anything else that we should know?
Yeah, she kind of just says that she's such a good girl, and she's so timid and careful, and nobody would ever want to hurt her. And then kind of goes back and forth between like praising how much of an angel her daughter is, essentially, and contrasting to the wickedness outside, uh, the reason, or the, what would you say, how the townspeople just allow bad things to happen and don't do anything about all the evil here, and they're evil themselves, and they're just going to pollute her and destroy her, and she would never leave her, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of sort of rambling and half sentences, it mixed with like sobs and moans and stuff like that, and you can kind of get a couple of mouthfuls of water in her, but she, just for the most part, is pretty inconsolable.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I'll just show you what she looks like, just because I do have a picture of
Her name?
her. Do you ask her?
Sure.
All right. Her name is. She'll say her name is Mary. She looks pretty. Yeah. Not necessarily soiled, but very jittery. Very, yeah.
You said your daughter's name was Gorjuga?
Gertruda. Yeah. So Gertrude, but with an A.
Do the best that we can to find your missing daughter.
Go ahead and whoever wants to can give me an insight check.
I will, because I was actually thinking about it a little earlier.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing on my part either. I rolled a 1. I got
As
a plus
did
3,
I.
so a nice little 4 there.
Yeah, we both got a nat 1.
Wow. You can totally 100% understand this as a very caring, endearing mother who just is very distraught that her child is missing.
Sure.
Oh, this is all right.
Does anybody else want to do a insight check?
I will.
All right.
It's inside. Here we go.
Oh, you're not
I'm at-
actually.
Hmm?
You're not really there anyway, right?
Yeah, I'm not really
Still
there. So
Okay, that's fine.
Grimbal's the only
Grim, do you wanna go ahead and give me a insight check just for?
on there.
Is Sean here? Yeah.
Did he message me? Sean said BRB.
He did. Okay.
well, I guess we can take a little break then, since.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that
I
sounds
could
like a
go
good
out for a
idea
smoke.
anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some water anyway. But yeah, we'll just stop recording here for now, and we'll go pick it up in a second. Alrighty.
Gonna go
Sounds
smoke
good.
some bubble gum.